I was playing golf with some of my creator friends on like mini golf.
Yeah.
And by the time we got to hole number 3, hundreds of kids had jumped over the barricades into the golf course to the point where the head of the golf came over and tapped on my shoulder and told me to leave. She like tapped on my shoulder and she's like, I think you guys are done. I'm like, what? She's like, I think you guys are done here. Okay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Christian.
And I'm Ozzy.
And welcome back to That's the Flavor, episode number 31, your weekly podcast where we sit down with each other and sometimes the occasional guest and talk about our life. Speaking of occasional guests, this week we are joined by risen YouTube star Hew Moran. Hew, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Sup? Hi. I'm doing good. How about you?
You know, I am alive. I'm hanging in there. Ozzy, how about yourself?
Oh, living that dream. Continuing.
That's what matters.
So I said risen YouTube star because last time you were on the show, which was 2 years ago at this point, I introduced you as rising YouTube star.
Oh.
And I feel like now at this point you have risen. For reference audience, if you're a new listener, last time he was on the show, he was at 30,000 subscribers. And your first, 30,000 subs, and your second Halo family vid had just like blown up.
Oh my god.
Like, so that's where, yeah.
Wow.
From last time you were on, it'll actually be 3 years in like September, actually.
Wow.
But now you are at over 5 million subscribers. So again, that's wild to think about.
It's about the same. It's about the same. The number hasn't changed. 30,000, 5 million, same thing.
Small numbers. Small numbers.
Small.
Oh, see,
Look at
I have to ask you. So, 30,000 was 600 buses. How many buses is 5 million in some?
I don't know, man. It's probably a lot. I know I used to like break it down on what subscribers actually meant, but now as I get bigger, I just try to look at it as like a number so you don't get in your head. Because it used to be like, oh my god, there's like 30,000 people watching this. Now I'm just like, oh, it's just a number. Because like if I think 30,000 people look at every single thing I do, it like scares me. Like if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put this up and it's gonna get like, we have videos get 30 million views. I'm like, 30 million people are gonna see my face. That's amazing. My hair better be perfect. My skin better be clear. I better be cleanly shaved, looking good. Teeth better be white. Like, so I just look at it as like a number. So I don't like think everyone's judging everything about me.
Right. I mean, honestly, I do the same thing now. I literally, you can ask Ozzy before we recorded, like changed my hat like 4 different times in 4 different directions. Because I was like, no hat, backwards hat, forwards hat. Yep. Everybody's going to look and see me. Like, I can't stress about that.
Exactly. No, I feel you. I do it all the time. I'm like, someone iron me a new shirt. This shirt's not ironed.
And you got mine of just wrinkles over here. It's fine. It's fine.
Hey, I'm in my work clothes. I smell like coffee right now. So
no, it's amazing. It's amazing.
But audience, thank you guys for your support on That's the Flavor episode number 30. Last week's episode, microdosing milk. If you haven't gone and listened to that one, make sure you go ahead and listen to that after you finish listening to this one. And yeah, thank you guys for the responses on YouTube and on the podcast feeds and so forth. And just thank you guys for supporting the show. If you want to go ahead and get involved with any of the social media platforms or so forth, just search up That's the Flavor on literally any social media. We're everywhere. It's so much to manage. It's kind of scary. But yeah, without further ado, so I'm going to ask you this. As someone who has known you, Hew, for multiple years now at this point, what has it been like the past few months of just like rapid growth? Like,
just a lot.
Yeah?
To sum it down into just a quick word, I would say it's a lot. It's something new every day. Meetings, management, growing the team, trying to find new workers, trying to figure out contracts, trying to get people inside the house, trying to record videos, trying to get them edited, trying to get them up. I feel like it's just a 24/7 grind. It's paying off, but I feel like there's no free time, no downtime, I feel, between everything. I think the issue was that I blew up so fast. I was a one-man show. And then I blew up so fast. So I do the writing, I do the editing, I did the management, I did the acting, I did like sometimes I did the recording on tripods. Like it was all a one-man show. And then I had to like as I was blowing up, I had to hire cameramen to up the quality. I had to get the editing quality up. I had to get myself better at everything. And I just feel like it just kept forever like expanding into more and more jobs for me. And now we're at like 5 million. I'm like, how do I delegate out these tasks and how do I get people that can actually copy my style? at the same skill level, and
Right.
that's an issue I'm finding. Is like you can't find someone that could copy it right away because I don't want the quality to step backwards because we're such on a train.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how do you keep moving forward without when there's only 24 hours in a day and you got to sleep
Right.
for at least 4 of them? So it's like, what do you do?
My favorite was you messaged me on Discord. We've been talking about setting up the episode scheduling and so forth, and the message came through at like 2 in the morning, and I had like just woken up, and I was like, "What is this man still doing awake?"
Yeah, yeah.
Like, but no, hearing that you know you're on this constant grind, even more so because if you think about like being a smaller creator, and it's like you're on that same grind, and now you have people behind it, and like people that are expecting content instead of just like out there doing it. There's now an expectation attached to it all.
Exactly.
It's like I can't even begin to imagine.
Yeah, like back in the day, I used to be able to make a Halo family episode like a night, or like a video a night,
Right.
and it wouldn't be like a big deal because I'm like, all right, people are gonna enjoy this no matter what, as long as the writing's okay. Now it's like if the recording isn't 4K, if the footage doesn't look perfect, if there's not good movement, if the flow is off, if the joke cut is wrong, people are gonna be like, yo, what the fuck was that, man? And so it's like a different expectation. Like people actually like they want to look at the micro issues inside the video. What I feel like a smaller audience looks at the macro of the video, and they're just like, oh, that was just a good video.
Right. How dare you?
Like dogs.
Are there videos that you have scrapped because of that? Like even like mid shoot or so forth, where it's like, okay, like no, this isn't working out. Like chuck it out the bin.
Yes, we've scrapped
Okay.
many videos. It's gotten better as time has gone on. Now that I have my manager Sean,
Okay.
he's also my producer. He helps me write the videos, and
Okay.
so like me and him could go back and like I write most of them. He like gives like his input and stuff, and I feel like I can make like a 1% top of YouTube video by myself, but with him adding in a little bit of an extra insight, different ideas, it gets it to like the 0.01. So it's the difference
Sure.
between like a 1 million video and a 20 million view video. And so it does well, and it just helps out to have more perspectives and more jokes added in where he's like, I don't think this joke's going to land, or maybe you could do something more here. The ending needs to be stronger, and it's just good to have that extra insight from another creator. So recently I haven't scrapped as many videos because I have more eyes on the script before
Sure.
it goes in. But back when I didn't really have that, and it was really all on me, and I didn't have like great people behind the camera, like I had people still learning and stuff, like we would get to like the editing board and like the video's out of focus, or like the flow isn't right, or my acting was kind of or something's wrong here, and we would have to cut the video for that. Or it could just be I wrote a video, and then when I saw it recorded and I saw it edited up together, it wasn't funny.
Sure.
So I'm like, whole thing gone. It's just like the joke didn't land how I had pictured it to land in my head.
Right.
And sometimes we go back and we reshoot it, but most of the time, I have like, I don't want to over exaggerate, so I'll just say a lower number. I think I have like 50 to 60 videos that just never made it to the end of production.
Wow.
The Hew graveyard.
Basically, we have them on drives. Like we keep drives of all videos we ever recorded.
Sure.
And so we have like 50 to 60 just unreleased Hew videos. I'm like, when I die, you can just upload these.
That or bam, you gotta be like, hey, 10 million subscriber special. Like, hey, I'll
Oh my
release like the unreleased stuff. Like, or
They're so bad. They're so bad.
But I mean, that's part of the fun of it, right? Like, there are unreleased That's the Flavor episodes that are out
that's
there.
facts.
Like,
That's fact.
so like,
We-
and one day it'll be like, hey, we reach a certain sub count. Maybe I'll toss one out there for fun.
Yep.
Like, we'll just see what happens. It's cringe. It's terrible, but
Fair. I have a whole BTS of me when the Halo Warthog went into Walmart's. The Halo Warthog I went through drive-thrus in. I actually have a whole vlog of me searching for that thing for 2 months after a Reddit post. I saw a Reddit post, and for 2 months I was searching for this thing. And then I finally found it, and the drive-thru thing went so viral, I couldn't focus on making the vlog. I just didn't have an editor, so it just never happened. So it's just sitting there unreleased. It's a vlog of me going to 6 different Walmarts across all of New York every night for
that's
2 months.
awesome.
And I spent thousands of dollars in gas.
Right.
To just keep checking all these places because one of them's like at the end of Long Island, the other one's on the other end of Long Island. And that's like almost like 60 miles. So you're just woo, woo, woo. I would pay people to go out at night and to look for me when I was on vacation.
I was gonna say because
bad.
like that even you want to talk about gas price, just time in general. Like,
oh my God, yeah.
you want to talk about
So
time?
much.
There's majority of your time invested into your channel. Like,
I know it was bad. And then what's
driving.
funny is on the vlog, I never found it. Like I found like the display models. I found companies saying they were coming. Walmart would be like, "Oh, it's coming next Wednesday," and then next Wednesday it wouldn't be there for like 2 months. And then my friend, well, my manager now, Sean, found it where he lives, and I had to drive states to him to go pick it up, put it in the back of my car, and then drive it back to New York. It was like a whole day.
Now, was the viral video worth it? Like,
I think it was one of the, yeah, it was one of the first videos. Yeah, it was one of the first videos that really blew up the channel. Like, let me see.
Yeah. I was gonna say, as long as it pays off in the end, like that's all that really matters.
Like the Halo Warthog versus McDonald's drive-thru, the first one I did, got 23 million views.
Right.
So I can't complain. It was worth it. It was a lot. And then we did 2 more sequels. Like the Taco Bell one got 4.2 million. The Wendy's one got 6.3 million. And we even just did a skit with the Warthog that got 10 million. So I can't complain.
Right. It is now paying off itself. All of that work is now being paid off.
The vlog's unnecessary at this point. It's just like, all right, it made its money back, I hope.
Yes, was that vlog now at this point a waste of time? Sure. But like it's unnecessary content. There's no need for it.
Exactly. And I'm like, it's so old now, would people even care? Like, would they give a crap?
Right. And arguably there'll be some that will, but like majority won't.
Yeah,
like,
and most people would be like, well, this is like, I don't even know when the first one came out. I would say it was probably like this year, last year.
Right.
So it's like, it's been long enough where they're like, is this real? Like, this is actually happening, or is this now fake content? Like, I don't understand.
Manufactured content.
Exactly.
Do you also think that, so I've wondered about this as well, like YouTube Shorts have come on the scene in the sense of like in the time that you've been like at least under Hew Moran since That's Flavor's been around, they've been like a recent thing. How much do you think they attribute to your growth, like as a recent? Because I've noticed on my end like the growth, but like I'm curious from a larger creator perspective.
I think we could put like 80 to 90% right now on just like YouTube Shorts. It's such an opportunity for new creators to get on someone's For You page without them having to click on the video.
Yes.
Which I feel like really gives an advantage to a new content creator of any size. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, for sure. I definitely feel that same way as talking about a content creator of any size. I mean, looking at the That's Flavor channel and just seeing the way things have like spiked up and down and so forth, like the past couple weeks, like definitely agree. Because also you look at like, let's just say TikTok, for example, right? Yep. And like that, yes, TikTok is great and it has a ton of people, a ton of users, but like there's no outreach, there's no branching off. So like someone will watch your TikTok, it could blow up. No one's going to go check out your YouTube or your Twitter or your so forth. So like the fact that that same content exists on YouTube, which is attached to your YouTube channel and so forth, like, I don't know, it completes the circle a little better in my eyes, in my opinion.
I agree.
Like, but yeah.
No, so definitely. It's amazing. Any content creator that hasn't done YouTube Shorts, I would recommend it. Just, there's not much crossover between short and long, but I feel like if you get enough views on short, they see your face in a thumbnail on their For You page, their recommended page, are more likely to click on it because they know your content more or less.
Yeah, it's very much like playing 2 different ball games, and they sometimes complement each other. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely something that you should invest in if you're a creator out there and not doing it. Like, definitely check it out and do it.
Yeah.
But I want to hit you with a couple That's the Flavor classic questions.
All right, let's do it.
A little bit of the fun stuff. So we're gonna go and start off with all the way back from episode 26. But who would win in a fight? 50 Chick-fil-A workers or 50 alligators? For reference, they are inside the marsh of Florida, so we'll say like the Everglades.
Okay.
There's Chick-fil-A out in that marsh.
Mm-hmm. They also had an hour of day of prep time.
A day of prep time to get ready for this alligator attack. And the goal of the alligators is to rob the store.
Okay.
Alligators also have guns.
I think the Chick-fil-A... Oh, the alligators have guns now?
Yes, the alligators have guns, yes.
I feel like Chick-fil-A with the power of God would win this one. Unless it's a Sunday, then they lost because they're not open.
Ah.
You know, that's fair. I could see that. Honestly, I'm personally team Chick-fil-A just because I think that like the Florida man power of the marsh,
100%.
like 100% will fuel them. Like,
yeah, I didn't even account for the Florida man. It's just Chick-fil-A.
Because all you need out of those 50 workers is like one unhinged Florida man, and you're good.
Exactly.
Like,
and that dude, one Chick-fil-A worker is gonna start murdering the crocodiles and be like, "My pleasure." Like as he's fucking like shooting them.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
See,
like rip an alligator in half. My pleasure.
That's interesting because I'm team alligators myself, and I picture the Chick-fil-A workers being too nice,
That
and
could
so the alligators are just like coming up to like the cash stand, and then they're like, "Oh, what
Yeah.
can I get for you?" And then they just like bite them and shoot them, and they're like, "Oh, my pleasure." Like nothing about it.
That's true. That's true. It could go either way. I feel it's really up in the air.
That's a fair point. I think the other one gotta hit you with is, so if you could replace all the grass in the world with anything, anything at all, what would it be?
Ooh.
For
no,
reference, mine was chewed bubblegum.
Okay, that's fucked.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's fair. What was yours, Ozzy?
That's the thing is, I haven't fully come up with one yet. I've listened to Christian's chewed bubblegum. We had somebody comment about whale blubber, which really interests me. And there was one more.
The pull apart Twizzlers. Someone commented about pull apart Twizzlers.
That is cool. I think if you really wanted to cause like chaos, you replace all the grass with water. So then it's just ocean everywhere.
Shit.
Shit,
And then
that
like
is...
then it's like you're playing a game of Mario Kart when you're in a car because everything else is just water.
Shit.
This man's metagaming us on our own podcast. We didn't even think of that.
It would be sick. And then like you have like swimming pools everywhere. It would be pretty cool.
Right.
And then it makes global warming a little bit worse because if the water level rises just a little bit, you lost your driveway.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, you
Everything's
lost
gone.
everything.
Well, plus you got to think, what that would turn the world into like 90% water.
That's
at
what I'm
that
saying.
Point,
Yeah,
probably.
instead of
Like,
like 50,
right
whatever.
now. I'm doing the math right now.
It would be like almost like 90-something%, I would assume.
right. Yeah.
So
That's
we're
fair.
29% land and it's 71% earth. So yeah,
Water.
70% water. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 71% earth. Wow. Yeah, no, it's gonna be.
No.
Yeah, it would just be the whole world.
Up in the night.
That would be sick, is what I'm saying. And then the only land you have is ice. Think of it. That's like out of an MMORPG, dude.
The last remaining city is on Antarctica.
Yes. Yeah.
The last
I'm just
bastion
thinking
of
Ice
humanity.
Age.
Oh, yeah. That would be sick, too. The winter would suck ass, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
It would be
Yeah, I mean, how would
awful.
we have heat if we're on an iceberg? Would there be any?
You would just
Die.
gotta survive.
You gotta just figure it out.
Body heat.
Also, all animals would be dead.
So like, yeah, like, there's no way we would survive at that point. Technically, you're talking like catastrophic world
Oh, yeah,
event.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
I mean, but we can 3D print food now, so there is a possibility.
That's true. That's true. So, like, only 5% of the world will not be dead.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that 5% could like rebuild,
That's
build
true.
some rafts. Like,
Of course. Yeah.
you could go Fortnite with it. You know, maybe get floating
Yeah.
cities, like
Sure,
stuff like
I've
that.
seen those hotels in the middle of, like, the Mediterranean where they're, like, just their rafts. Their houses on rafts. You can
Yeah.
do that. I
Like,
feel
there's
like
even like
There's-
homes on rafts right now, like out in the
Yeah.
lakes. Like, yeah,
Yeah. There's
Pay, like,
also a
mooring
couple like
fee, but
a couple underwater hotels and stuff like that too.
Yep.
So
Yeah. It just
You
would
know, it
suck
could-
when a hurricane hits.
yeah.
Yeah. There would be
Yeah.
mass deaths if a hurricane hit. Like,
Oh wait, so
we're
would that
talking,
just
like, everyone.
catastrophic world event.
Just think of the waves hitting your house.
Oh,
Instead of like
God.
hitting an ocean, they're hitting the side of your house.
That's true.
Like you're in New York at one point, a storm hits, and all of a sudden you're out in like Mexico.
But you know,
waves
on the
just
bright
fly
side, you don't have to worry about tornadoes anymore.
That's true. That's a good point.
No, they
What
would just
about-
become like the
what
water
about an
tornadoes.
earthquake? What about an earthquake?
You would still have to worry about an earthquake because like tsunamis.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
One earthquake, you have a tsunami, and the tsunami's not going to stop though.
it'll just
'cause
wrap
there's no
around
land.
the world.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll just keep going.
So
It never has
one
to end.
major
In the world.
earthquake, the world is fucked. Like
Yeah,
that's the end of the world.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But
It would
imagine
be
that
lit, though.
image on NASA.
Oh my god, just the
The-
imagine the fucking tsunami's coming. You got a boat. Gotta go. Just go. And it's just like the whole civilization of the world is constantly moving around the globe while
Yep.
the fucking
Trying
tsunami's
to
on the other side.
It's like Snowpiercer. Like
Yeah,
but instead of like the train in the
Yep.
Ice Age, it's just a boat in a tsunami.
Just the boat. Yep. going around the
Elon
world.
Musk and his community on Mars just watching.
The one
yeah.
NASA satellite's just seeing the world act like a fidget spinner, like as it just goes around in a circle, like
basically. And you got to think, like, if the whole world was water and like the moon has such an impact on water,
right?
and
Like your
how would
tides at that
tides
point,
work?
right?
How would tides work? What the fuck would happen? Like you have a high tide where you don't have a basement, and you have a low tide where you have like some basement.
Right. Every basement's a pool now.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, right. So speaking of Elon Musk, there was a question that came in from your Discord, Hugh, about the Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg boxing match and who we think is going to win that boxing match if it happens.
Oh, Mark, 100% Mark.
Right.
Bro.
Easy.
It's not
Easy
even,
agreed. Mark's out here
joke.
posting pictures. He's like got like two of like the world champion like boxers like
boxers,
training him. I'm like easy. Like
dude, he did karate and boxing and shit.
Yeah.
Before this even came up.
He surfs like all the time. Like he's an active dude. Like
yeah, he's like actually in shape.
Yeah.
And then I've seen pictures of Elon where he has like a belly more than me during my like YouTube years where I had a belly before I started working out. I was like, dude, you're not winning this fight.
No.
Like Mark could just like
exactly
snap him in half.
So one, because of that, I don't think it'll ever actually happen. But like in the hypothetical sense of it, like Mark's gonna win easy. Which is again really morbid because we're talking about just two mega billionaires in the world, but like who generate even more money if they were to fight. But it's fine. It's fine.
Facts.
But yeah. So and then speaking of NASA, not capitalism. The other question was, what do we think about aliens and all the alien talk right now that's going on? Like the U.S., there's like all of the like court hearings and so forth.
So lit. I just love how like the United States and the world after COVID is the only place where you could be like, "Yo, motherfuckers, aliens are real," and we'd be like, "Okay, I'm playing Fortnite, bitch. Stop." Like why?
My favorite thing about it is all of these court hearings are all just like U.S. encounters. Like they don't talk about the fact like there's a whole another world. Like there's a world out there, but like no, we don't talk about the UFO sightings in like England or anywhere in Europe.
No,
or, like, it's just we're the alien hotspot of the world. Apparently, we are the Las Vegas of alien sightings. Like
Area 51, dude.
I don't even know. I don't know. We had the guy from Israel come out saying that like we're part of like a Star Wars type organization. That we're part of like the Galactic Imperial, or whatever he called it. It was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And then you had Trump have like a mental breakdown overnight and created Space Force, and I was like, something might be going on in space that we don't know about.
Well, like there's 100% stuff we don't know about, but like it's all stuff like even with these like court hearings and so forth, like we're still not getting told their actual information.
I know.
Like again, it's all just like whistleblower smoke stuff. Like
I'm just saying though, like Trump went from overnight being like, we are the only ones in the world, to being like, we need Space Force right fucking now. Okay,
like what happened? What happened overnight? That like
what did he see?
There was like, the need for a military branch to be created,
and they were like offering tons of money. Like I know people in like the Air Force, and they're like, yo, we'll give you a really good salary to get over here right now. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on that they need these people that bad? I'm like, and if something does exist, we're not winning the fight.
And also, just stop. We're not winning the fight because we don't know about it either. Like,
yeah, but like if they could get here and we haven't seen them before, their technology is just like, we might as well become their slaves, bro.
Oh yeah,
pack it up, go home.
That's if they're being nice.
Yeah, I'll be their jester, bro. Like, what do you want? I'll make you laugh.
It makes me think of Little Dicky's song "Pillow Talking."
Yeah.
When he's heard it, when
what
he's
if the
just
aliens came?
Yeah, and he's like, would they be like, "Earth go hard"? They'd be like, "Damn, Earth go hard."
Yeah. Your turn, brain. One of the best raps. I just finished watching the new season of Dave. One of the best shows.
Dave is an extremely good show.
Such a good
Honestly,
show.
FX is killing it as like a television lineup. Like The Bear, also a great show.
Oh my God.
If you haven't watched it.
Yep.
What We Do in the Shadows is FX as well, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, there's been some
FX,
good shows
shout out.
recently.
Shout out to FX.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Maybe one day. Speaking of sponsors, McDonald's. If you're out there, you listen to this
still
episode.
Listening.
We're still listening. Still waiting.
That's awesome. Yo, McDonald's, if you're listening, bro, bring back the snack wrap. That shit was fire.
Yeah, join the line of the millions of people that have been asking that for years.
Yeah, but now I have enough following to annoy Snapchat, to annoy them forever.
Ooh.
Yo, guys, everyone go to a McDonald's for the next 1 month asking for a snack wrap every day. That would cause like
honestly,
world chaos. That would be really bad.
I was gonna say, honestly, if you want to mobilize,
The teenagers will mobilize for this. I think they'd be down.
oh,
Yeah.
Like, Hugh wants a snap grab? Get the fucking snap grab.
well, no, 100%. So speaking on that point, a little bit more serious, but like, I know just recently, I think in New York, like a Twitch streamer, like
Kai Sennett.
yeah, Kai Sennett, yeah, he was like doing a PS5 giveaway and decided to do it like in some park. Was it New York?
Yeah, it was New York. I was there. Yeah.
I was,
Well, I
in
wasn't
some
there at the
park in New
thing,
York.
but I was in New York City when it
Right.
happened.
Like, basically was like, hey, I'm gonna do this giveaway of PS5s like to my following. Like, come to this park in like New York, and then it just got like super crazy out of control because it wasn't properly managed or planned at all.
I just don't think he thought that many people would come through. Like,
But-
the issue is he gave 3 days notice for it. That's something you really shouldn't give notice for.
Right.
We have something coming up, like approved, that we're doing in Seattle.
Awesome.
Of a meetup, like in a few weeks, and we're gonna give like a few weeks notice on that. So the Kai thing kind of like got us to like re-evaluate a little bit and be like,
Yeah.
all right, let's be a little smarter on this, get security.
Right.
But I really don't think Kai realized that many people would come out at all. So I don't think it's fully on him. But it's just absurd that you can mobilize something like that.
Right. I think part of it is almost being naive, though, to not realize you're following at that same time.
That's true.
Like, considering he's what, like the most subscribed channel on Twitch?
Yeah.
Like you have
but
all
there's a
of these
difference.
people.
It's just numbers to these people.
But well, sure, and that's just it. Like, again,
Yeah.
going back to what you said about them being just numbers, but like at the same time, on that other flip side, they are also people at that point. And so it does come down to the scenario of what if 3 million people show up?
Yeah.
Like
That's true. That's true. It's just,
and again, so
I don't think
I
anyone
don't blame
realizes.
him.
Because
Like-
it was the middle of a day on a weekday. Like, you would assume people are at work and stuff, or like people can't travel to you. I guess maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's something you have to do on the spot. It was just the only thing that I thought was bad was the 3 days notice of the exact location.
That and also offering something that is so like
wanted.
Exactly. Like, I feel like a PS5 is one of those luxury items in a lot of people's minds. Like, oh yeah, I want a PS5, but I'm not gonna drop $450, $500 on one.
Yeah,
I can get one
that's
for
the
free. I'll take the drive there. Like,
That's true.
if it was
that is
like,
the issue.
oh, I'm offering a free shirt, I think then he probably would have had maybe not as big of a turnout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
For reference audience as well, to fully explain it, like we've been saying, Kai Sennett decided to do a giveaway at a park in New York, and basically it went bad real quick. There were like riots and like property damage, like fights that were breaking out and stuff, and it kind of just like went crazy real quick. I think there ended up being something like 60 arrests, half of which were minors as well. Like, it was a real rough scenario. But yeah, again, really messy. Hopefully next time if he ever does anything like that, like there's a little bit more the dogs, damn it. There's a little bit more like thought behind it. But I just thought that was wild because you had mentioned like numbers and stuff and so forth.
Yeah.
But and again, it's cool to hear you from your perspective being like, hey, I'm someone who realizes like we know we have a following. Let's look into giving weeks notice, like security and so forth. Like, that's just smart on your end as well. So I applaud you for that. Because honestly, a lot of newer creators, I don't think would put that forethought into it. Like, they just be like, okay, let's go and do.
The only reason that I think, and this is something to like get Kai out of it, the only reason I put any forethought into it is because I went into VidCon a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I got kicked out twice by security for inciting too many people coming up to me, causing issues where people were jumping over barricades to take pictures with me, where people were like lining up around me, and I was creating crowds inside VidCon from just existing without telling anyone I was even there. And so that's why I think it's a little bit more real and understandable to me that like it could become really bad really quickly. Like, I was playing golf with some of my creator friends on like mini golf.
Yeah.
And by the time we got to hole number 3, hundreds of kids had jumped over the barricades into the golf course to the point where the head of the golf came over and tapped on my shoulder and told me to leave. She like tapped on my shoulder and she's like, I think you guys are done. I'm like, what? She's like, I think you guys are done here. Okay. And I was like, what? She's like, get your friends and get out. And so, yeah. So I kind of see the issue here. And that was only creators like, one had 10 million, I had like 5 million, another one had 5 million, another one had like 8 million. So it was like 23 million subscribers right there on that golf course. I get that. but you don't think in like everyday outfits
Mhm.
in the middle of a convention that like
Right.
people would see you and like jump over and come try to like get a picture
That's
and like get you to
wild.
sign stuff.
That is insane.
And again, Ozzy, let's mark this episode down for like a year from now when this happens to us. So you'd be like, oh shit, he was right. Damn it. Like,
Yes.
we
No,
should have
it's
prepared better. Like, fuck.
it is pretty absurd.
Oh.
Like it was bad.
Right.
Like I went into the middle of the Fortnite section. This is the only time I knew I was gonna get kicked out. I kind of did it on purpose. But I thought it would be funny to walk into like the section where people were playing Fortnite, and I tapped on like these two kids' shoulder. I was like, "Yo, what game is this?" And these two like teenage 16-year-old boys turned around and they're like, "Holy shit!" and they yelled. And fucking all I see is every fucking head on a computer go like backwards, bro. And everyone's just staring at me. And all of a sudden, I'm surrounded by people holding up shit in like pens, and I'm like signing all this stuff. And that's when a
God.
security guard like grabbed my shirt. He's like, "Done." He's like, "Done." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Bring that outside." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "We're
Honestly,
leaving."
I would have loved to like next time you go to VidCon, any convention, GoPro on your head and
Oh
just
my
like
God, yeah.
film those so you get that raw like 'cause right there's the video right there. What actually
100%.
happens at VidCon?
Oh,
like
100%. And it's funny because like you could tell when someone recognizes you because
Yeah.
like I'll be like walking and I'll just see like a teenager or someone go like 5 times, and then they like look and then they look away and then they contemplate coming up for a second, and like I just keep walking. I never like try to stop because I don't want to make it awkward for anyone.
Right.
And like like you could count it down. It's like 3 seconds after you see that look, someone's like grabbing your back. Like you just know. So it's like, okay,
Oh.
be ready. Someone's about to grab you. Like
Right.
5 seconds.
That's wild.
Be prepared.
So let me ask you this: like, cause I know you said teenagers a couple times. Is that mainly like is that your main demographic, like age wise?
I definitely think Fortnite
Okay.
and stuff is more teenagers. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I know our content's not meant for the younger side, but
Sure.
parents don't really watch what kids are watching. So I know we have a younger audience as well. Like I've gotten people in like 12, 13.
Okay.
My cousin's 12. He watches all the content. And, like he
Right.
makes his friends watch it too. So I know we have a younger audience on that side, but it seems more like teenagers, more gamers.
Okay.
Kind of vibe.
Have you because of knowing like that younger side and so forth, have you like kind of like reshifted your content a little bit, or are you still kind of like just sticking on the path of like making the content that you want to make? Like just out of curiosity, because I know
Yeah.
like Ninja, for example, when he blew up, like his whole thing was like he stopped swearing, he stopped like. So I'm just more curious, like.
No. I know you're supposed to. I think our content's still kind of edgy, gets me in trouble. Brand risk, Fortnite. I'll probably never get a Fortnite skin, possibly.
Sure.
Stuff like that. We keep it very real. But no, I haven't really changed anything.
Yeah.
I do watch back some of my older content and see I was more on the edgier side, like a lot more edgier.
This episode is sponsored by our dogs.
Yes. Bark, mate. Feel like you're never alone. It's just a speaker. But I do. He's leaving. He's like, I gotta go buy the dog. Let me check my email real quick. It keeps blowing up. I don't know what's going on here. Let me just respond.
You've heard it here first, taste buds. This is a little intermission here.
Yeah, right.
That's the flavor. Ralphie is getting maintenance right now. My dogs, I think, are under control, and Hew is checking the emails just for all
Yeah,
of
I'm
you.
sending one email. I love it. Getting work done as it's going on.
Don't worry about it, everybody. Ralph saw a squirrel. There was a whole
Oh, okay.
barking thing. We're good. We're golden. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Do we like pause the episode? Do we keep the episode going?
We'll keep it going. Give me one second. I'm just sending an email. I just quickly
Oh,
opened
okay,
my
yeah,
email.
yeah.
Oh,
Doing
we
business,
kept it going.
multitasking.
We kept it
Yeah,
going.
we kept it going. He was
golden. I was
like
just making sure,
narrating me.
touching base. Look, there's one of the older episodes, like episode number 9. I had to go like deal with Ralph because he was barking up a storm. There's a good like 5-minute chunk where I was gone, and it was just Ozzy and like our friend of the show Brady just talking it up first. Like, trust me, I figured it was gonna keep going. I just had to check and make sure.
That's perfect. Perfect. All right, I'm all back. But yeah, so well, the question was, do you remember or nah?
Yeah, the like audience range and content, and you were talking about like looking back at like older
Oh,
content.
Okay. So I look back at a lot of my content, and I feel like I was on the edgier side. I think that was more because of my age. It wasn't really anything to do with like aging down. It was just I was 19, 20,
Sure.
and I grew up in the generation of like edgy YouTube, like you have Smosh and stuff as like my inspiration, Trevor Wallace, and so my content, especially on streams and stuff, a lot more edgier. To this day on stream, I feel like I am more edgier because that is my comedy, like my quips and my fast responses are always a little more edgy.
Right.
That's just my like I grew up on Bo Burnham, so like my content
Right.
is definitely like what I would make a joke out of is like not what YouTube wants to promote or like show anymore. And I feel like I found a good middle ground on like making content.
Right.
Like every video almost like it's messed up. Like every video I shoot a child, I like kill people, I make jokes, I say effed up things. Like we're explaining puberty and we'll probably make a boner joke. And like this stuff is just it's like we still make these edgy jokes, but I feel like I've learned how to walk the line a little bit better.
Sure.
Where it's like it's still edgy, it's still great content. I'm not changing anything about myself.
Right.
It's just I know that like YouTube's not going to monetize it. I could pay my crew if I say it this way instead of that way.
Right. Because honestly, the other side of it is, and like we've talked about this before on the show, is like, again, are our parents keeping an eye on what their kids are watching? So like, does it fall into the fact, is it your fault as the creator that a 10-year-old stumbles across to your video? Like, no.
I have a funny story about that.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
My mom actually got yelled at by a lady at a barbecue.
What?
Because her son watches my content. And she was trying to explain to my mom that my content is inappropriate for a kid to watch and that I shouldn't be using Fortnite as a medium when it's for children. And my mom was like, that sounds like it's your problem. Like, you should be able to watch what your kid's watching on the screen. Like, it's not my son's fault for putting it on the internet. Like,
right.
Maybe you should. I feel like it really falls on the parents. Like, I watched things I wasn't supposed to watch when I was younger. Yes, like, obviously.
Right.
But you should. Technology's gotten better. You can watch what your kid's doing. And I feel like a lot of parents, like, they don't want to parent. They, like, just put their kid on the phone and, like, oh, watch this. And then Cocomelon turns into Hew Moran within, like, 30 minutes, you know?
Well, right. That's part of the YouTube, like, algorithms, like, scenario. And also just the scenario of, like, even if, let's say, like, oh, they're watching Cocomelon or they're watching,
They're
whatever. And
probably
then
watching, like, PewDiePie or something.
And then it transitions to you and they hear, like,
yeah.
a crash joke, but it's, like, maybe not keeping an eye on it full force, but like going back and like checking their watch history. Like, hey, what did they watch while I was cleaning the dishes for 45 minutes? You know what I mean? Or like
I think
the laundry.
Cocomelon's a hard like they put them on like Mr. Beast or something where they know it's like okay,
right?
And I think then it transitions into like us somehow, and then it's like, well, that's your fault. Or like they're watching like Cypher PK because Cypher's or Nick A30. Let's put Nick A30 because he's PG, he's family friendly. Well, yeah, since I'm in the Fortnite, I might end up in that pool of videos for them to watch. And I don't think that's really my fault. And plus, these are like, I think content used to be a lot worse when we were younger.
Oh, 100%.
I feel like even when our parents were younger.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like,
again, you want to talk about like prime era Smosh, like like,
or even just think about like. Even TV shows had more effed up jokes. Even SpongeBob had more effed up jokes. Like SpongeBob had the episode about cursing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like parents' television, you have the Rugrats with some pretty messed up episodes. Like you have a lot of like older television and TV that was just not really for children. I feel like I don't know how they could judge my content when they grew up. Like there's the parents that yell at me for my content are the same people that let their kids watch The Simpsons and like like all that stuff. So it's like. I can't remember the other one. There's Simpsons and what? What's the other one?
Family Guy.
Probably Family Guy.
Yeah, Family Guy. Yeah, like it's the same parents that just like let their kids watch Simpsons and Family Guy because they're like, oh, this is okay because it's Simpsons and Family Guy, and then we don't even come close to that. Like, there's no racism. There's nothing like that, and it's just like, you mean to tell me like you draw the line at a guy with a camera crew making Fortnite jokes? Like, come on, let's get a little bit more serious. And like,
this just in, everybody. Hew Moran hates parents. Clip it, send it out to the presses.
Just a good amount of parents.
We brought him onto the show to trap him, and now it's been said. Like,
the ones that complain to me about it. Like I know there's a lot of parents that understand the jokes.
Oh, sure.
And like especially because like I feel like we do a good job of like where the jokes can be enjoyed by like 15, 16, 14-year-olds and the younger kids do understand it. But I do think we have some like double meaning jokes in there that like the older audience understands, and it's kind of like SpongeBob. I feel it's a great way to put it.
Yeah, honestly, you're making good content when that's the case.
Exactly.
When you do have like an audience where it's like, hey, there's a little spike here, and like what would be like a parent-aged person or just like an older person, because you're making content that works both ways. Like honestly, that's more of a pat on the back to you because of that. Like,
thank you, bro. Yeah,
it's not it makes it easier
to
do that.
Yeah, it's not easy, but it makes it like easier to keep an audience. I feel it's a much more wider range of people to get.
You know, Also, I'm sorry, I have to say this because this has been going through my head because of the parents saying, "Why would you use Fortnite as a medium when it's geared towards kids?" All right, ma'am. Can we take a moment and take a step back? That yes, Fortnite is now a medium for kids, but this game started as a battle royale as people dropping in, using weapons and killing each other. Let that be like a fact that we have caused it to become a kids medium, but in all reality, this was not a kids game.
No.
No, it's
And it came out so long ago. Like, it came out like 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
Like, you mean to tell me it's a kid's game, but all the people that were playing when they were 13 are now 18 and enjoying my content. Like,
Right.
that's the difference here.
Well, and also the difference is too, it's just as bad as Warzone or Call of Duty, but like but in the sense of because of the graphics or because they can run around and play as Captain America or Wolverine or Spider-Man, like
It's happier.
that's just it. Like it's honestly because of the graphics.
Yeah.
Which I mean, smart marketing move by Epic, so forth. Like with the way that game's designed, I think it works out. But like, it's just as bad as like your kid playing Warzone. And I know parents out there that are like, oh, I'm not gonna let my kid play Call of Duty, play Warzone, or so forth.
Yep.
But they're playing Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like they're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's the same game.
Yeah.
It's like, it's still a shooter. You're still killing people. You're still trying to get to the top. You're still getting guns. You're still doing all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, a rocket launcher is a rocket launcher, whether you are shooting a pinata bomb or a regular bomb.
Right.
Or a pumpkin.
Yeah,
Or a
exactly.
pumpkin. Still a rocket launcher.
Exactly.
They're still picking up a machine gun, whether it's a saw or it's a SCAR, or it's like some
Right.
random gun in Halo. Like, it's still an assault rifle.
Right. Well, yeah, that was a fun, serious topic discussion here on That's the
my
Flavor. No.
God.
That
Right?
took a
No.
pivot.
Right.
But no, honestly, I enjoy this just because, like, for me, it's also kind of playing as, like, catch-up because you have been, like, as busy as you have been, or, like, on the same time. We haven't had a lot of time to, like, talk recently, so, like, getting to hear some kid, like, jumped on my back to get an autograph. Like, that's wild. Like, I don't know. This is just really insightful.
Or people knock on my door.
Really?
Yeah, that too. Good amount of time. Yeah. Or if I record outside in my front yard,
Right.
lines form. Yeah, on the other side of the street, of people taking pictures or like waiting for me to stop to sign things. Like, it is, like, yeah,
Bro.
up security, more cameras, like doors locked. Yeah, it's like or I go out for lunch or I'm on a date. I'm stopped no matter where I am. It's actually crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Because again, I know you hear the stories of like creators like, oh, so and so show up to my house and they make the video. They're like, hey, don't do that. Like, it's not okay.
As long as they're nice about it, I don't really care. Sometimes it's a little weird. I'm like, all right, it's a little weird. But like, most of the time, as long as they're nice, we really don't care. As long as it's teenagers, like, if it got weird where it was like adults or some crap, I'd be like, okay. But as long
If your
as
audience
it's, like, kids,
demographic was different and it's like 30-year-old dudes that are just
that,
hanging
like,
out
don't-
outside your house, like,
Get the
exactly.
local
And I think
nursing
it'd be a little
home to
bit
come
worse if I was
by.
like a girl. Exactly. Like, if I was a girl, it'd be worse.
Oh,
like,
sure.
Like, that would like be really creepy.
right.
But I feel like as a guy, it's like, all right.
All right,
Like,
it's
I could
okay.
deal with
Like,
teenage boys. Like, I
Sure.
could deal. Like, but like, if I was like a girl creator, like a Fansly OF or whatever, you got stalkers and stuff. I can't imagine.
Right.
That'd be absurd.
Oh no. Wow. Hearing them come up to your house is wild. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it is crazy. It's actually really funny.
Yeah. Wow. That one threw me for a loop. I'm not gonna lie. Like.
Yes, yeah.
Like,
it's crazy.
because again, coming up to you in public's so different. But like, next thing you know, sanctity of your own home, bam.
Yeah.
Also,
Like, I
is
could
that
be
a,
playing basketball outside and I'll get stopped. Like, I can't even just play basketball in the front yard.
Dang.
that's crazy.
Gotta
Yeah.
start.
And
You
like,
gotta
honestly,
start
it puts
planning
into
your second
perspective-
house.
I need to build a backyard court.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say, it puts in perspective why you see these creators, like whenever they make money and so forth, like they do invest in like either they live in like a gated community or they build
Yep.
like all these security features and so forth. Because it's like just like your privacy is fully gone. Like
Yeah.
you can't arguably go live like on a house on the street kind of scenario. Like if someone's gonna figure it out, like so forth.
No, it's a little crazy. It doesn't really bother me too much. I'm sure someday I'll go into like gated. Like, if I lived with like a girl or something, that'd be like, okay. Let's get out
Right?
of
Like
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think for me, it's not the end of the world. But
Sure.
I definitely see why they all do it.
Right.
It makes
Yeah.
sense. And it's just funny. It's like I've been on like a date like doing like Top Golf, and like the people next to me just like the whole time know who I am and are talking to me the whole time. So it's like the date just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sucks.
especially when they have no clue who I am. Like from that capacity, like they understand like, oh, he's a YouTuber, but they don't really fully understand
Right.
how big
He's
of a
like,
YouTuber.
oh, he's a
and have them
YouTuber.
on, like Top Golf. Yeah, you're like you're at Top Golf and the people are like stopping you between every swing and like asking for pictures, and then she's just awkwardly sitting there waiting. It's a little bit like, oh, my bad. That's right, we can't go out in public. Sorry. I can't imagine if the girl was a content creator too. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
I'd be
again,
like,
honestly.
then you have a 50-50 shot of someone knowing someone, and they're just like, you probably can't go anywhere.
It's a power
Right.
couple in terms of the like YouTube community and streaming community.
Star power. Yeah.
But
that's good.
say goodbye to any chance of having a date night out.
No,
Right.
you're not going to the movies. Like, you're not going anywhere.
So I noticed, is that a Hew Moran cup you're drinking out of?
No, actually, it's the
Oh.
But it does say Hew Moran,
I was gonna say.
but it's the Halo 20th edition cup.
Oh,
Ah.
nice.
They like made these for like
Okay.
when I was a Halo content creator.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if I was given one or I bought one. I don't remember. So Halo, don't kill me. But we got the cup.
Nice.
I was probably given to me. I don't see myself buying a cup.
I just saw your name on it. I was like, is he making cups now? Is his merch making
No.
cups?
Oh, we don't
Like
make
he
cups.
making dinnerware?
It doesn't make cup. We actually have so much like stuff. We're given so many like random items by companies. Is actually like absurd.
That's awesome.
I love it. It's cool. Like I have like 6 Xboxes now that I've never touched. Like limited edition Xboxes. It's like
Look,
it's
man,
crazy.
I finally bought a
Easy.
Series S the other week. Like I
love it. I love it.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
I have the Kid Leroy Fortnite Series S.
Bro,
Yeah, wait. I'll show you. Wait,
I was
give me a
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yo.
gonna say because I know on social media he posted like he got like the Porsche one the other day as well.
Oh,
like,
really? Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, look, so it came out in this box that they sent me, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you like open up the top. Wait, ready? You open up the top, and it's a Kid Leroy Series S, and it comes with the controller and stuff. Wait, look. I don't know how many of these there are in the world, but I haven't seen that many. There's like 70 of them. But yeah, Fortnite sent me this. It's like during the Kid Leroy concert. Look, you got the Xbox. You got this really cool controller.
Oh my god. Also, we gotta start making
Wow.
Fortnite content. We
Look at
gotta
this,
start making Fortnite content.
All
Ozzy.
right, I'll dust off the old
Look how
cobwebs.
sexy this thing is. Look at that, bro.
That's so
That's
cool,
wicked.
dude.
And it's not even a wrap. It's actually on the thing. Like it can't scratch off. It's like actually printed. It's crazy.
That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah, they sent me this. It's like this is one of my favorite ones. What was it the other day? Porsche.
Yeah, I was gonna say
sent me
they
an
sent you the
Xbox.
Porsche one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Porsche sent me one. Yeah, we just have so many. We have the Halo one, the limited edition Halo one. We just have so many
Crazy.
Xboxes.
That's wild.
Keep them all safe.
All right, guys, That's the Flavor has been canceled. Ozzy and I are gonna switch over to being Fortnite content creators.
Yep. You can listen to the
been a good-
audio
it's
of
been a good
us,
run.
the audio of us playing, and you'll
Oh my
see
God.
sides of us come out that you probably didn't want to see. But
Facts though.
No, that's wild. Again, like I said, as someone who was fighting in the trenches with you long ago on a little game called
Yes.
Darwin Project,
My
like
God.
seeing all of this now is insane. I couldn't be more stoked
Search.
for you. Like,
Thank you, bro.
but But yeah.
It's been a crazy ride. I feel like it just still feels like yesterday to me.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie. It just
well, because it's been so rapid. Like, I mean, it used to
perception
take
of time's
people.
gone.
It used to take people literal years. I mean, yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's taking years, but like 5-10 years to hit that number, and it still takes some people that.
Mm-hmm.
So like to see the rapid growth of it all, like is insane.
To go from like playing Darwin Project, streaming to 20 people, then I'm making comedy skits, which is like total change.
Right.
From, like being a gaming streamer on Twitch.
Right.
Making comedy skits to changing my name from a gamer tag to my real name,
Right.
and then going just through this journey, like making these comedy skits where everyone's like, "No, man, that's not a good idea."
And then it
Dude.
hits, and
Yeah,
bam.
and then dropping out of like first quitting my job,
Mm-hmm.
then quitting school, and then
Right.
like going from 350K to 5 million now in like 6 to 7 months.
right, because we talked about
Absurd.
again 2 years ago on episode 11 of That's the Flavor, we talked about it, but like of that first initial blow up that happened with like the Halo family videos, and how
that
like
was
you were
my
on
first
vacation when that happened, and so
was
like
crazy.
we were talking back and forth and so forth, like, yeah, man, you just hit this number, and you had like no idea because you had like no cell service or anything,
Absurd.
as like literally your stuff was changing overnight, like, so it's just wild.
Yeah, I feel like that was like a great start for like
Mhm.
YouTube Shorts where I was going up like 100K every like 3 days.
Yeah.
Absurd.
Crazy.
Like, that was a crazy time. Like I even live streamed from 900K to a million. Like,
Yeah.
I live streamed the whole period, and it only took like 36 hours to go up the sub count. It was like actually like absurd. Like I only had to spend 2 days on camera, sleeping on camera. I only slept on camera once or twice. I think it was actually like
Okay.
insanity. Like, I was
Wow.
like, what the hell just happened?
Right. That's wild.
And then for that not to slow down, and then to get the 2, 3, 4 was like what?
Mhm.
It's absurd. Every day was like a different number.
Can't
It was
even
like,
make
wait,
like
is
a
this
thank
loading
you
right?
video because every day
Yeah.
the number's changing. Like,
I gave up. I never made a thank you for 1 million subscribers.
well, because how can
Yeah,
you
you
though,
mean-
right? You like,
And now I haven't even made one for 5 million. I think I'm gonna sit down today and just make like a YouTube short thank you
Yeah.
to people, being like, yo, I never like stopped. Thank you so much
Mm.
for 5 million. But like I do have a video I recorded like a few weeks ago
Mhm.
where it was like thank you for 1 million. And it is a thank you for 1 million. Because we had a meme where every 100K I would get another
Yeah.
silver play button. I
Yeah.
don't know if you remember that. Well, now I have all 10 of them. We have all 10 of them. I was able to get all 10 of them. And I wanted to make a video. Like if you come over here, look, there's
Yeah.
more. There's more on this wall. I don't know if you can see it.
a little bit,
look,
yeah,
see
a
this?
little bit, yeah.
Yes, that's the gold one. On top, it's another silver one. They're all over. My mom has a silver one.
Also,
and the
there was a
gold one.
description there for the YouTube channel, secret Hew Moran content on the
Imagine.
monitor.
Imagine.
I say that
Yeah.
even though that like this episode's not coming out for another week, but it's
I
fine.
know. It's all good. I think that one's up already. Let's see. I'm gonna check. Let's see. Yeah, that video just broke 1 million views right now. Let's
God.
go.
Hey, let's check mine. Hey, 350. Let's go. All
That's
right.
not bad.
Oh.
That's not bad.
No, yeah.
Let's go. No, it's crazy. So
Yeah.
I recorded this video for 1 million. I edited it. At the end of the video, I'm like 99% sure. I was like, yo, 2 million next as a joke. I'm like, I say that as if I don't have 4 million. And now I
Right.
have 5 million. So it's already outdated.
Right.
So it's like, fuck.
Well, because even before you hit 1 million, I remember like you were doing like thank yous, and I was like, oh, like a thank you for 10K, but like literally by the time that came out, you had hit like 20 or 30. Like,
I know.
so
I was doing it on Twitter, and people
Yeah.
actually told me to stop. People were actually like, "You gotta stop." Like I was thanking people for every like 10K
Right.
from like 350 to 400, and then 400 to 500,000. And when I got to 500,000, I was like, "Okay, I'll do it every like 50,000." And it was still like a day between.
Right.
And I remember having people on like Snapchat. Like I would post on Snapchat, I would post on like Instagram, put it on Twitter. Twitter's like my weakest platform. I don't really use it. But like on Snapchat and Instagram, people were like, "Yo, I think you should just stop. Like I'm not gonna keep congratulating you every day." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so I stopped from 500, like 600K to like 1 million, and then I got 1 million. And everyone was like, "Oh, that's awesome." And then like it only was like 2 weeks when I got 1.5, and everyone was like, "Yeah, I think you should wait for the 1 million mark. So you should stop posting." I'm like, you know, that's 500,000 more people, right? Like, and they're like, I don't care, man. You gotta stop. It's just weird. Someone was like, it's just sad. I was like, how is that sad?
how is me celebrating my
Yeah.
growth sad? Yeah.
I know. I threw a party like every like 500K. So I was throwing a party like every weekend with my crew and my friends.
Yeah.
And like everyone was like, you guys party too much. I'm like, I make them work 24/7 to get here.
Right.
I was like, we are not, just because we party on a Saturday does not mean Sunday we're not working. 'Cause
Right.
We have to work because the numbers are flying.
Correct.
And people were just so like rude about it to where I stopped posting. I don't even think I posted that I got like 4 million. I don't think I posted that I got 3 million.
Well, sure,
I
you've
just
been
don't-
discouraged away from doing so.
Yeah,
so
I
like,
don't. I just make YouTube. I'm like, whatever. fuck
I'll
you
just keep
guys.
making it. I'll be the silent guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And now that I stopped posting, when I see people I know in public, they're like, yo, you at 3 million yet? I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah, man, I'm at 3 million. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yep.
Like, oh, that's awesome, bro. Like 4 million next. I'm like, yeah, that'll be awesome, bro. I'm so excited because
Oh.
I just can't post. Or if someone's like I went back to my old job and a woman there was like, oh, you at 3 million yet? I was like, we're breaking 5 next week, and she's like, what?
What?
I was like, we're breaking 5. She's like, 5 million? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you just posted about 3 million like 3 months ago. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? I'm like, I was told not to post about it. People got annoyed. And she's like, it was a lot to see all of it. It was just a lot. I'm like, thanks, bro. And then she's like, 5 million soon. And I think I like left that place, and like a day later, I broke 5 million.
Which is
Like,
Wow.
And I didn't post about it. She probably doesn't even know. She probably doesn't know I'm there.
like it's wild people shaming like you for that, because like I know the other day that's the Flavor channel like hit 10,000 views, and so I was like I'm gonna post about it, and then I was like, but I don't want to post about it because like what if people are like, oh hey, we don't care, like, or like now it just hit 20, and I'm like, well, do I post now, like, or do I not?
I know. Where's the number you're supposed to post about? Someone's
Right.
got to make a graph. Someone's got to tell the numbers people care about.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, oh no, and then I see people on Twitter like post that like they're like, oh, I got 10,000 followers, and it gets like 1,000 likes.
Right.
And I'm like, everyone tells me to shut the fuck up at 1 million. What did I do? What did I do?
What did I do wrong?
I know. I'm like, how are these content creators supposed to know that I want to collab? That's
Right.
also the thing. No one wants to collab with me because I'm so big. It's so funny.
Really?
It's like I think people just don't want to like hit me up because they think I'm gonna say no.
I mean,
like,
hey,
no
hey,
content
that's
creator.
that's part of the reason I didn't hit you up for a minute. I was like,
I
no,
know
he's
a
too
lot
big
of people
now.
are like, no, I know, but it's like, even like big YouTubers like 1 million subscribers are like, nah, he's just. It's because I feel like I just like blew into this lane, and it's like they're like, well, he's not really a Fortnite content creator, and I don't think people know how to collab with me because it's a skit, and most
Right.
people don't want to act on camera.
Mm.
Like that is a huge step. It does
Right.
require some skill, so it could be awkward if you do bad at it. But we're pretty good at getting people on camera, and making them look
Sure.
okay. My mom's in videos, and she's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
She's not a trained actor at all.
Right. But yeah, so on that note, we're actually going to wrap up this episode of That's the Flavor. Clock it in for what I think is the longest episode yet since our return,
I
which
think
is
so.
totally fine by me, which is awesome. But audience, thank you so much for listening to the episode. If you want to go ahead and check out anything That's the Flavor related, you know where to find us. There's going to be the questions, the polls, and stuff related to the episode, so go ahead and make sure you answer those. Give us your opinions, your answers, so forth. And Hew, where can everybody find you?
Just at Hew Moran on everything. HewMoran everywhere.
All right, awesome.
Easy enough.
Thank you so right. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man. I appreciate it. It's always good to touch base with you and kind of see where you are in the current content creator space.
Thank
So
you.
I appreciate you taking the time to come and hang out with us for a little bit.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Of course. And until next time, audience, I've been Christian,
I have been Ozzy.
and this has been That's the Flavor. We will catch y'all next week. Take care and goodbye.
Nom nom.